to the motherfucking World's Greatest Podcast in the...
I want to say world, but we got Trinny in the building, so I ain't even about to do all that.
It's a lot of fanboying going on right now.
No, real life.
You would think it would be for Swiezo, even though he's in here multiple times and is a great guest of this show.
But this is our great man. This is a great friend. We fanned out over Swiezo before. You know what I'm saying?
But the fanboys are here in particular for the legendary. Say it with me. The legendary. Miss Trinnybaby.
Yeah. How you doing?
Pleasure. When in the presence of legendary people, we must pay homage. So first and foremost, thank you for stopping by.
Appreciate that. Oh, bucks.
Now, Swiezo, one thank you because you brought the legend here with you.
Yes, for sure.
So before we get into all that, let's talk about you because last time you were here, you had dropped another album. And you were doing, was it nerdcore? What was it?
Yeah, I was tapping into nerdcore. Shout out to Lady J, Wreck the System.
Let's talk about that a little bit because I was super interested in that what you were doing when you were doing that.
Well, she's heavy, like she's a big person in nerdcore, and then she helped me get to do a song with like the Jay-Z of nerdcore.
I remember you were telling us that.
Yeah, like Don't get me started, but I forgot his name right now. I drew a blank, but he's like the Jay-Z of nerdcore, and it's just like the music side of like Comic-Cons and stuff like that. So they seen me like back in Swiezo Land wearing Vegeta, Saiyan gear and all that stuff. So they brought me into it, and it was a good experience. But COVID kind of messed that up a little bit, but. COVID also helped me out a lot because I've been doing like way bigger shows now.
Open Gym,
Fillmore. We've been doing everything. Songbird. It's been a hell of an experience.
So let's talk about because we had a little break between seeing you. You were here. You were raging. It was going hard, and then you said COVID happened.
Yeah.
That we've had a lot of different artists come here, and that's been a big thing. How has kind of your artistry or what you've been doing changed since the COVID landscape or the COVID world we're living in now?
I think the grind that I did prior to COVID put me in a better position for when it happened because like I was doing my own shows, I was doing a lot of things, so. When they have to take a risk on somebody, it wasn't a heavy draw to be like, put Swiezo in there. Versus like if I wasn't doing shows, I was doing shows back to back, but then it was like they're taking more risk because it's like I guess they don't have as much during COVID and they can't. So say for instance, it's a $500 bill. It's a $500 capacity. Now your 500 capacity goes to like $250 or $200. So now they're not like, oh, we need you to sell it out. So not selling it out now is selling it out. So it's crazy.
For a rager, someone who's been about that for way before it was a thing and everyone was talking about it, how has COVID impacted that? Are the shows and the functions less grand? Are they more grand, in your opinion?
Two things happened to me. One, they had a show, and it was at a private location. Two things shut that show down. One, they didn't read their contract, and it said they can't post the address online. Then the police came and said to them, you have an artist on the show that it's not gonna just be this small intimate thing that y'all promoting on internet, so we're shutting it down for that. So all the promoters called me and was like, well, you're the only known artist on this show. We put this show together. We put this show together to try to like bring awareness to everybody else, so it has to be you and then that. But COVID, it hasn't really affected me. Because I'm still in the studio. Shout out to J-Rob. Shout out to Hitman. Been working with them very, closely. But I've seen, like, and no disrespect to nobody in Astroworld and stuff like that, but I started seeing that stuff for myself. Like, my 2 shows last year, because it's early 2022, but I had a show at Baltimore Soundstage and Fillmore. And people passed out, and I've seen like it's definitely a hectic situation, but we try to make sure it's a safe rage environment. But they go crazy. But I've seen people pass out now, and like,
So that's
crazy.
what I'm curious about, because you are like, of all the people who I know who actually, like, you were raging before. Like I've been to one of your parties. It's rage. It's not like
It's not that play shit.
yeah.
that
It's
people
not
be
like
talking about,
it's not like people bumping into each other. No,
like I'm in the crowd with y'all.
it's full on punk rock, early like '90s type vibes. So I'm more interested in your perspective of the Astroworld, because we've had people come and talk to us about maybe what they've seen, fans, but from an actual rager, how was that experience? Like you said, you've taken some differences in how you approach now, but when you were just watching it and seeing the aftermath, what was your thought process as an artist?
I feel bad for Travis because in my shows, which is nowhere near 100K people, I can't see the small. We have smaller things in COVID, and it's not a big thing. We didn't see people
Passing out
until they're getting pulled out. So if you can't see that on that level, imagine 100K people. I don't even think, because when people see the footage played back, they don't understand being there. Just imagine like this, like she would know CFE. When people used to pass out in the CFE, you didn't know. It could be a fight that breaks out in the back and you still didn't know.
You don't see it until everybody's scattered.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, I feel bad for Travis because, one, he's a black man. I did the research on it. It was festivals. It was like festivals and stuff. They don't ever bring this up where more, and then no disrespect to the people that did lose their life at Astroworld, but it has been like EDM raves and stuff like that where it was 1 million people and almost 1,000 people died. But they don't bring that stuff up.
I've worked in Jones Analyst, like working with CSC and all that, and it's just like, bro, like I was talking to Chuck, like that bill they had like marshmallow and all that on the jump, and I'm just like, hey son, like I carry like 4 people out in this joint. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Marshmallow is not going to get sued for this.
He's not.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't even talk about it having a DC Armory.
But they need to do better, and this is as a whole for all shows. They need to do better with, because they're not, instead of being money hungry, they need to like implement some things. Like, yes, it could be all ages, but if that's the case, make sure that the smaller people, if anything pops off, they're kind of out the way. Like, this is a section for
specifically
18 and under. You know what I'm saying? Or it's kind of like, put more water stations, put more stuff, because it's like at a festival, rap shows, rock shows, EDM shows, it's heavy drugs. And when you got heavy drugs and heat, it don't even just got to be hot outside, but heat of people's bodies, it's kind of like you need more water. Because it's like they at the Fillmore, we started passing out water that they had for us to people in the crowd, and they was just like,
"Thank you."
Yeah,
At this point, they're throwing it.
And when
wasn't
people
just passing it out.
when people see, like, when we're actually helping people in those crowds, when you see us take a water bottle and just go like that, because it's like they get hit with a breath of fresh air. Because when it's 20 people, like, imagine, because like Velvet Lounge, it's a little bit bigger than this. 20 people in here, it'll be a lot hotter than it is right now. It'll be a lot hotter
Lights,
than you at.
drums.
Now throw liquor in the mix. You don't even live life in the correct way in a mix, so you're not going to the gym.
I like how you put that.
You know
I like
what
how
I'm
you put
saying?
that.
Like, so as soon as you go in there, you're sweating, you're dehydrated, you done smoked too much, you didn't get no water. Now your favorite artist on, and then you got more people rushing the stage, so now you can't even breathe. So I just feel bad because Travis had to take a fault that's not his, and I think it has a lot to do with him being black, and they don't want to see somebody, because you gotta understand too, that's his festival. The same stuff happens at Rolling Loud, Coachella, all this stuff, but they don't have nobody to
Front facing
to blame at Coachella or Rolling Loud, because it's just Rolling Loud. If that stuff would have happened at Rolling, that same stuff does happen at that, but you just don't hear about it.
Sure.
Because it's no deaths.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, I don't want to make you the rage president or the master of rage, but what do you think changes for you going forward? I know you said you guys are like more cognizant, but is that in the back of your mind from here on out?
No. No, because it's like when you're committed to doing this stuff and it's all with good intentions. It's never to be like, we're about to start BS to have somebody die, have somebody pass out. And then in a sense, when you're growing up and doing music, they want you to make people pass out. Who they tell you? Michael Jackson had grown men passing out and stuff like that. It's the music that drives who's passing out. If it's a crazy, fast-paced rap song that makes you pass out, they're like, this is demonic and this is not right. But if it's Michael Jackson making you pass out, you're like, he's the greatest in the world. Justin Bieber, all that. So it's kind of like, with the rage thing, I think it's just making it more safe in the sense of caring more. Because, like, we always stop it, make sure people good, check on them, pause it for a second, instead of just going like a heavy... It used to be a heavy pace, like, gonna take it up a notch, take it up a notch, take it up a notch. But I can't ever get rid of it. Like I said, I grew up in the CFE. So it's like, we was chopping until we was losing weight. You know what I'm saying?
We just sweating through elastic in that jump.
Exactly. So I can't ever get rid of it.
I respect it. The new track with the legendary Trinny, Booty.
Oh, God. Y'all know about Booty?
I told you, we did a little research here.
Just a little bit.
I heard a preview. Didn't hear the whole thing, but I did
I'm
hear.
going to let y'all hear it before we leave.
Yeah. Did hear the preview. I love that you've been talking a lot about the CFE being a big influence because definitely hear the Gogo in that.
And that's what I was going to ask. I was like, are we still raging? Because it sounds like last time you were here, you said you were going to know the gospel album. And
Also, you owe us a gospel album.
Yeah, the gospel
I think we forgot. I need that.
And you said you was going to give us the
It's still
merge
coming.
of rage and go-go. Then you was going to do the rap go-go thing. So it was just like, is
And
that
that's
what we
before
are now?
her.
Yeah. And that was before
This my
Trinny.
girlfriend.
I mean, I didn't want to. I wanted you to tell us. It was you to tell us.
Yeah, but this is before her. Actually, I don't know. She could probably tell you, but she ain't never did like this type of music before. It's just been go-go for her.
So talk to us. As the legendary go-go singer that you are, what was it like coming into kind of his new world of music and creativity?
It was definitely new. Not brand new, because like you said, we have the CFE times, we have the Icon times, we have the, we have all of these big venues that we used to do shows at, even like Showplace Arena, DC Armory. Those are thousands of people we're, performing in front of. So taking it into the studio, believe it or not, was harder than doing the live shows.
Because you a singer, so it ain't nothing to say.
Yeah, but, you have to get used to the different effects in the studio, the timing and everything. When you're on stage with 12 other guys, it's like you fall into the mix. But doing this, you're front and center, it's just you, and your talent is what they're listening to, what they're looking at,
It's not a jam session. It's like,
Yeah, rocking out with the guys, with ABM, XIB before that, it's a different groove with this. But I will say I got my practice with ABM and XIB because you have to learn how to man the stage. You got to learn how to demand the respect from the crowd, and, things like that. So it's new.
When you talk about demand, I like that because the Go-Go is a beast in itself. That presence.
Yeah.
And the rage scene is a beast in itself, that presence. So what would you say is kind of the same or different for you from being your perspective?
First of all, I had never been to a show like his. I had never been to a show like his. ABM got chopped. Crowd go crazy. Crazy. The stage moves, the floor moves, everybody's going crazy. It's the same for Rage, but they were going crazy. Like, crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stand over here on the side. I'm not gonna get into that, because those rages, they are in safe fun, but depending on the environment, you might have a person in the crowd, don't touch me, but you want to rage. But sometimes things can get, but you got to know your crowd. If they're so into you, they're not worried about, oh yeah, I'm gonna steal this nigga. He touched me, he stepped on my shoe.
It's less fights at rage events than it was at Go-Go's. I will say
that's
that.
surprising.
And I'm curious, why do you think? Because the rage seems to be a little bit more intense.
I think because when you strip the hood factors of like people repping different things, and when you strip it and everybody's kind of like you're not Go-Go, and I love Go-Go. It incites more of, like, say for instance, this neighborhood is getting put on super lot. They getting amped up. And this neighborhood don't like that neighborhood that's getting amped up. So now the animosity is building in it. But now with the rage and all this stuff, they're just listening to the music. So it's not really like this.
It's not a competition.
It's not a competition.
Not that added element.
Yeah, that's the added element of like this. All right, so it's like we gotta get put on. Oh, they getting put on. All right, now we gotta show out more. Everybody's just showing
so
out
no one's
together.
seeking approval.
Exactly.
Got you.
That's a good answer.
So Miss Trinny, your technique to like demanding the crowd and controlling the stage is the same or does it differ?
It's similar.
Okay.
It's similar because you have a different crowd of people. That makes it different. They're not coming to hear the percussion behind you, per se. I mean, you go to your events now doing mainstream music, we're listening to a track.
We're adding
producer,
percussion too, so it's stacking up.
we are, and that's what makes it more comfortable for me. But, when that track is behind you, you got a fire-ass producer that, made you some heat. And then you got the DJ behind you, the crowd receives it different. So I'm still talking my shit, I'm still, doing this and that, but I really get to focus on more than just them. You know what I'm saying? Making sure they on point, making sure I hit, this and that. But demanding that crowd, it's like, that's still the goal,
The funniest part that is for me, I've been hitting Go-Go stuff in my songs for a minute. But it's great to see now somebody who made that stuff or actually is doing that stuff now doing the same thing.
Yeah.
One thing I'm curious about the studio aspect, because we've talked a lot about the stage, but when you make music, that's a big part, like creating a song from scratch. How is it for you, a singer, like, because I've always thought of like, sort of like sports, like you can just play the game and then you can like dissect it. So is it a little different, like going into the studio and maybe having to come up with a hook, come up with things of that nature?
No.
Yeah, drop the fun fact.
And I'll tell you why. Don't say the fun fact. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people don't know two things. With Gogo, a lot of the hooks that I hit are original. So in my music, just like you say, booty, right? Mm-hmm. I put one of my hooks from ABM that was really, really popular, Knock It Out too. Walking in the club, swinging right to. I put that in this song. So I grabbed the attention from the Go-Go people who know that hook. I grabbed the attention from the people who like the music. I grabbed all of his fans from everybody that loves Swiezo and bring them all together. So that's number one. Number two, it's not a fun fact. It's not a fun fact. But number two, people don't know that, and ABM as well, I was the one in the back making all that damn noise. I was the hype man. Yes, it was Twin. Yes, you got Shooter saying whatever he's saying. I'm the one with that high-pitched voice. Yeah. So when I get with him...
It's just ad-libs. They're just ad-libs.
That's what it is.
Oh.
That's what it is. And it makes it...
That's a fun fact.
That's a fun fact.
That's a fun fact.
It's fun fact for people that grew up in Go-Go. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I told her that she didn't know when I told her when we was coming here. I was like, we were all of us on this. We were in school.
What? Yeah.
And she doesn't really understand the impact that they made.
Oh, listen, once he asked, he said, "Can my lady come?" I said, "Of course." They said, "Who's?" I said, they found out who. You should have seen the fanboys. You should have. You should have. I got this. I was like, "Please relax. We have something to do."
It was like 2 years strong. We were just at every ABM show. It was sad. It was sad.
It's not sad. We had some fun times.
Nah, for sure.
Like fun times.
I just said that because we were young and it just.
We were young and it was
been,
like
we should have been at home.
Yeah.
Definitely should have
School
been at home.
nights.
Yeah. Like just out here being degenerates.
Yeah, but you're at the shows, and we rather you be there than be out in the street.
That's a fact.
It was the streets in there.
I'm gonna say some of the places that we went to was a little different.
So that's true. That's true. It felt like the streets, but I've seen, like you said, you have your hood beats and this. I've been at not just ABM shows, but TCB reaction shows,
for sure.
and they stamping Landover. But you got Capitol Heights in there. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people come together.
Mm-hmm.
Not just come together to brawl, but come together to party. You know what I'm saying? They're chopping around the whole club,
That's
you
a
know?
fact.
In unison.
So, exactly. Like a whole train.
Thai seafood.
A whole
Good
train.
times.
So it's not just the streets, Sometimes you have that camaraderie.
I like that.
Everybody's coming to hear these bands. You got you have your folks.
And that's the funniest part. Gogo went through Astroworld before Astroworld.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
The way they used to try to shut down the clubs and try to say this, and then down the street at the same time they were having rock shows that was doing worse. So
that's a really great point. I want to tap into just y'all two for a second. Mm-hmm. I find creatives who are with creatives are always a little interesting or a little different. Their relationships, rather, do you find that it's easier or harder, similar from maybe relationships you've done with the past? Because like you guys are both artists in the truest sense of the word. It wasn't like you make your eggs wrong. I don't like the way you flip them. Like, is it that type of vibe where we just love each other all the time?
Shout out to her because she taught me how to cook. So, but eggs, I always knew how to make eggs. So I've always known how to make eggs. But yeah, I've never heard some of this stuff because like in relationships, I've been in some kind of serious ones, but not really. After being in a functional relationship, I understand that. But it's not hard at all. It's definitely been because when we started being together, she didn't hit the studio. So it's like she was never doing nothing like that. And we were going to all her Gogo shows. She has a podcast, the Big Girl Talk Show, that y'all got to come on too.
Sure.
Yes, most definitely.
I've seen because y'all know back in high school I was shooting with the camera work, but her camera crew wasn't up to par, so I nominated myself to help out. I nominated myself to help out, and it was more so like it's never give and take. It's like I give to her, she gives right back, and it just keeps a motion with that because. I don't know why, because she could probably tell y'all, but she should have been doing music. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why it took RareGod, but I'm definitely...
Well, maybe that's your answer. Maybe it takes that one person to come in and say, you know what? Because why I shied away from doing music outside of Gogo, and even music inside of Gogo, it's difficult when you're a female, and then a female of my stature, a female with my history, my background in the DMV area, to work with other people. And I say, not to shit on y'all, but men. No,
you can do that.
I get the uncomfortable
Especially when you come from
vibes.
the Go-Go world and...
Yeah, I get the
Gotcha.
uncomfortable vibes when I'm working with people. Usually they're like, I want to work with you because they just want to ride the wave with you. The wave that you already have. Or you know, they got other intentions.
Yeah, because
You know?
it's hard for a woman. I know it is. Like, they come get a call, like, come to the studio. They go in the booth. Hey, come to hear this real quick, and then it's a penis on the. it's like the
No,
girl.
but sometimes situations do get like that, and when you're, you know,
Y'all some nasty niggas, man. Y'all some nasty niggas, man. Y'all some nasty niggas.
She said
they be
just
trying
a
to make
penis on the
studio
keyboard.
love, and they be like, you know, no, this is business.
Like,
you know?
yeah, baby, I want to fuck you with the auto tune on.
You know, it's like it gets like that.
I know y'all doing this too. That's the worst part. I know y'all nasty.
That's sick behavior.
Y'all nasty.
It's like that. It's real.
But it's the girls that rock for it that make it worse for the girls that's really trying to be. Because it's just like with everything. It's a lot of people that gonna try that, but it's also a lot of girls that's like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it, and then
Yeah,
they
'cause they
never
think
get the
that's their
stuff that's
level up.
promised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they and I've seen it. Like these women go through a lot. Like I've seen some janky person try to offer the world, and none of that stuff happens. Like, yeah, baby, I'm gonna get you the studio
You know, you got
time.
kids.
Yeah. Two
Yeah.
big head kids that you really don't even like. Not her situation, but I've seen it. Like they have
Two
kids and
big
they
head
just
kids.
thinking that life is gonna be so great, and they don't even like the kids for real. And that's where you build a whole lifehood of trauma. And then those big head kids grow up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at nobody's kids. I promise.
Yeah,
I promise. I'm not. It's
The
just
fact that he's describing them as two
big heads. Just sorry. If your kids have big heads, I'm sorry. Sorry.
And your guys still wishing you the world. That's the thing. You're like, oh, yeah, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. With us, it's not like that. Like he said, he when we first started talking, yes, he came around when I was doing the podcast. I've been doing the podcast for a year now. It wasn't originally mine, but once I took over, I knew I needed a team of people, and the team of people I had, it didn't work out. You know, it just didn't. But when he came in, my creative mindset really clicked. You know, how I want to do this, how I want to structure this, where we need to go, how we want to do this and that. I think that we level each other out. You know, we consider ourselves kind of like iced coffee. Like, we're gonna give you that energy, we're gonna give you what you need from this coffee, but we on some chill shit. Now he still has the whole rage thing. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's straight black coffee right there.
That's straight espresso.
That's straight black
Double
coffee.
shot.
Yeah, double
you know what I'm saying?
But I think I'm the mellow one, you know. I'm the mellow one. So we do this. Now our schedule is ridiculous.
Tell us what's about it.
Yeah, we have kids. Between the two of us, we have 3 kids.
Okay.
So that keeps me busy. I still work. I have the band.
I was gonna ask, you still perform with the band?
Yeah. Shout out to my guy, Free Shoe Boogie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, he's, doing his time, but we still keeping the train rolling. Yeah. So I do that. I do the podcast. I'm still a family person. It gets hectic, you know. But we try to find that time for just us. We try to find that balance. And it works out. I don't know how, but it works out.
Is there ever a moment where you say, why? I'm just curious. Like, why? Both of y'all, because you say there's kids, there's family, there's work, there's just you. You guys are individuals, you just you. Is there ever a time you just be like, man, this is a lot. Just want to take a break?
Yes.
She do. She do.
I was like, what about you? Because I've known you for a long time. I'm gonna call you Michael now. I've known you for a very long time. I've known you since you were like 10 years old type shit.
And I'm trying to tell her I used to play basketball.
His grandfather, that's why I first know you. So like, I'm always curious. You've always been not different, but you've never been part of the group. You've always done your own thing, and no matter what time in life I've known you. So I'm curious now, is it ever kind of like, I just kind of still want to do that, or do all the things you guys have kind of make you be like, we're just going to have to push through?
I'm the one that pushes it through when even she's want to sleep and stuff like that, because I want to be like Elon Musk. I'm already about to. Well, we could still make 22 million at 30, you know, but it was a post that said he had like 30 million at 30, 682 million at 40, and whatever billion at that. Mm-hmm. So if I can get in between one of those with those ages, I can retire.
That.
So I got to, because I'm not planning on living a short life, you know. So I'd rather work now, so then later it could be like, you know what, I'm not going out there today. I'm not doing this, because it's like you only get one life. So most people, and I've seen it, people like in neighborhoods across the whole United States of America, even overseas, like you see people between the ages of like 35 and 60 just hate their life because they didn't do nothing, they ain't got no money. It's just like, I don't want to be that. That personally scarred me. So I'd rather not take a break now. And I'm young. When I'm 40, I'm not going to have the same energy from 20 or 30. So it gets harder with just energy. Even if you're working out, like 20-year-old, when we was 13, we could get up all day. You don't even want to go. Your parents be like, go to sleep. You don't even want to go to sleep. You hit 21, after going to work, school, doing whatever, you like, I want to take a nap. I want to take a nap. And then you was just like, 5 years ago, somebody tell you take a nap, you was like really heated with them. why is that? But now you praying for it, so you just got to keep going. But she, because it's a difference too. When you're a dad, it's different than being a mom, you know, because you had to push out the kids or get your stomach sliced open, and then dads, no matter what happens, we gotta fight more to be in the child's life. They're, for the most part, 24/7 unless they not shit. So it's a difference. So even with her saying like, yeah, we're parents, I'm a parent, but the mom is always a parent. Like,
damn, I like that. Honestly, I like that, bro. Because I think that's in creative relationships. A lot of times people think it's like but it doesn't. You're very acknowledging that, like, listen, she has to do a little bit more just off of the strength. Like,
she has to do more in the sense of real life.
Exactly. Not like you're making, but just like, hey, these are the society we live in.
So, but her kids, they just like my kids, you know. I got one. She about to turn 3 Tuesday.
Happy birthday,
Kenzie.
Yeah, but I just love the ecosystem.
I love this shit y'all got going on. This shit make me happy. Like, I'm bottle this up and get this to the streets.
Yeah, and I don't have to make, like, you know, excuse me, fuck bitches songs no more. You know what I'm saying? Even though if y'all want it still, you know, I can still.
He can still do that for you. Don't get it twisted.
But we got a love song that we made. I'll let y'all hear. Y'all got a lot of stuff to hear.
We got a lot of stuff to hear. Question though, you were talking about the work you were putting in, and I remember going to the page and you talking about how this is the only thing you can do, performing. How you try to have other jobs and you did it for like a couple months. Why do you think like this is the thing for you of all the things?
Because I think I'm not even just gonna say music performance, entertainment. Like the other day,
you talk about the camera, how you letting go of it was so hard.
It's all that because I started with acting, and music just became. So I didn't ever choose music. I got put into acting, but I never chose music. And music always circles itself back around. Now acting circling itself back around, like plays and other things that I've been doing. So it's kind of like no matter how far I want to run from it, it'll be like, I don't want to do this. All right, hey bro, you want to come to the studio? You ain't gotta do nothing. All right, you know what I'm saying? Or just like I just had a camera and I was shooting videos here and there, but then it's like, yeah, I got a podcast and they're really not. All right, I'll do it. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Music is not the only thing you do.
Mm-hmm.
You're great with that camera.
Oh yeah, and then shout out to Montez. He got me into like designing. Like I'm doing my own shirts and stuff now.
I see this.
You know,
okay, right.
It's definitely. I'm expanding with my creativity now
like
because
a BMX jersey.
yeah.
Thank
you. It's a lot of stuff that I've been doing and trying to expand on. But now having her is easier because you don't have a girl that's like, and that's the best thing. She knows the front end and the back end. Like she knows if I have a show, she's like, yeah. She's not the girl that's like, oh yeah, you got 20 sluts coming up to you and this, that, and the third, and just makes it easier. You know, like if somebody comes in wants a feature, it's not all that back end. And the same thing for her. Like the times that we always go out, people don't even know where we're together.
Because we treat it as business. We treat it as business, and then they find out that we're together, and they're like, "Oh my God, y'all are such a power couple!" And it's like,
I'm saying, if we could bottle this up, I'd take a little 10% off the top. make a nice little come up. I want to talk to you just a little bit more about the music. Swiezo and Goats. That was the last song. Like I feel like you just put out there for the people.
A whole album.
That's a whole album. Yeah, it's like
you gotta stop doing stuff like that. Like you really do, bro.
I've been waiting to talk about this,
You
because I was
really
listening
do.
to it this morning, and I was like, "Hey, Slim, this is like a SoundCloud playlist." Like that's exactly what it is.
It's too many different sounds. That's why I'm like, you
But
can't
they
be
mix
doing
beautifully. Like
I
the
didn't
Jones
say-
just.
Listen, I didn't say it wasn't a nice
Just
blend.
swimming
I'm
together.
just saying it's just too much for my brain to comprehend. Help me.
Those were the throwaways.
You're a liar.
You see? This is why I asked
And
that.
then not a throwaway in a bad sense, but it was just the features that I've been sitting on that we're not doing nothing with at the moment.
Was that more hip hop? Because that seemed to be a lot more in your rapping bag than
Yeah.
I have normally seen
He
you.
was barred up.
And we were talking about it earlier, like, we kind of like that bag from you a little bit more. I'm just saying, like, you got a lot of bags.
But that's why you got to hear the album, because a lot of my stuff ain't what people. The new stuff is nothing what they've been thinking. Like they're used to just the hype, stuff like that. But now, I'm gonna show y'all.
So we gotta do this after we get full.
gotta-
Okay.
you gotta
I
do
can
that
definitely
after.
respect that. But yeah, is there a reason why? Because we've always talked about your rapping. I think we talked about this one time with Tez that like you get in certain bags and it's like you can do this. Why not more? Is there a specific thing with features you seem to like to do? And like, how do we get you to tap into that more? How about maybe that's my question.
I'm gonna say for the sake of the interview, you're about to see in a second.
Okay.
But more so, it was because, at a sense, with building a fan base, I had to give them what they wanted. So now that they're locked in, I can really give them, because nobody expected me to rap at the beginning of it. So it was just like, I had to find my way in. All right, I can't go up over here yet with these people that can rap, and then I can't go over here yet with the. So let me go to a range that's comfortable and I can get easier, and that's the rage stuff. Like I can give people a party at any given moment and have fun. So it was easier to attract to that. But now, it's like with those features, some of those features are like a year, 2 years old. And it was just like, we're not doing nothing with these, but, and I'm going in a different sound. So it's kind of like, I got to do something with it so people know that it's there.
Well, good job. Because now I remember, but we need more of that.
How'd you tie in the Iceman? How'd you tie in with Iceman? Because I met him down U Street one night.
Yeah,
randomly.
Iceman. I mean, it was just like how life happened, man. I remember like it was yesterday. We was at this we used to call it like a group home studio shelter because it was just starving up and coming artists that stayed at this studio. And then I remember one day everybody was about to leave. We was about to go do something at this other studio. And I just came back downstairs. I was like, bro, you want to come with us? Like within the first couple of days of meeting him. And then he was like, yeah. And we just been locked in like ever since then. And we've been grinding it piece by piece ever since then.
Shout out to him because he definitely creates some energy.
He does.
I wonder. Y'all seem to know all the artists. We need to tap in with y'all. I want to hang out with the artists.
Yeah,
those are fun.
Yeah, I mean artists are really good. Like, but we get artists just no point intended, with energy. You gotta have a good energy about you, because that keeps the whole ship moving. Because like, it's a lot of prima donnas out here, and it's a lot of artists that don't deserve everything that they're getting. And I can't say they don't deserve it, because you get whatever is destined for you. But we don't gotta subject ourselves to being around that. You can be most talented, everything, but I would rather work with somebody who has the passion, the drive, and the good energy, and maybe not the most talented. Because you can make anybody a star.
I like that.
You can make anybody a star today.
No, for sure.
Definitely today, because it's not about talent no more.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Talk about the pod a little bit, because you guys both are in it together.
The Big Girl Talk Show, you already know what's going on.
Absolutely. It's under Big Girl Energy LLC, and that's sorry. It's a platform that I started. It's an LLC, a business that I started because all my life I've been the big girl, and I've always carried this certain energy about me.
Look at the man. He putting on. He said, "Look,
Yeah, because he made it. He just one day it came in the mail, and I'm like, what is that?
oh shucks now. Okay.
Yes, but no, I created the platform, and like I said, things didn't work out with the podcast because originally it was under a different name, under a different production, different management. Things didn't work out, so I kind of grabbed the reins and kind of took over. But then I was like I said, I need my team. The initial team didn't work out. Rest in peace to Gogo. He was a part of that team as well. But one thing Juan did tell me was, if you're going to do it, do it. So I built up this, little bit of fan base, and I'm like, okay, I got to keep it interesting. So when he came, all creativity just broke loose. Like, I run it, the Big Girl Talk Show, and, it's a talk show / podcast, I'll say, because we're very visual as well as, audio. But we sit, we have guests like this, but it's in different settings all the time. And he helps me with that creativity. Him and my mom are like the masterminds of the whole thing. I just kind of like come up with my splash on it and then do it. But he's like, I call him my everything partner, because he does the podcast with me. We do music together. We do life together. You know what I'm saying? So this podcasting thing is easy, because if I don't have that little thing to put in right there, that's him. Everything that I need to throw in or add my, thoughts to, like brain farts are serious. And sometimes when I can't get that creativity out, he's always right there. And he's like, we can just do this. And it's like, okay, boom, that works. So, I mean, he's a huge chunk of the Big Girl Talk Show.
Man, yeah, because I try to say, if I could just Bob, we be millionaires. We be millionaires.
But it's a great
vicious capitalist.
It's not just about what's the best part. It's called the Big Girl Talk Show, but they just the same morals that it's not just about empowering women. That's a big part. Like, they do a lot of women businesses and stuff, but they also give a safe place for the men to express themselves on the topics, because it's not like the whole just ratchet back and forth. Yeah, it might be a heated debate about something, but they let the guys speak their piece as well.
We ain't just talking about dating 24/7, 365.
And even, we don't.
Oh,
we
trust
talk
me.
about all things, all aspects of life. But when we do talk about relationships and things like that, I'm always the one that sits back and I let everybody else talk first. And I'm like, okay, now I'll give my opinion. I like when the conversation is open, and I don't want us to have the same views, because then it'll be a short conversation about the same thing. Everybody's on the same side. Yeah, girl, So the guy comes in and says, this is my perspective. That creates a whole nother conversation, and it keeps things going. It keeps it fresh. Like, man, we're not going to always agree. Like, when we think about the topics and things for the show, we're not going to always agree, But that's the good part, because it allows, like you said, more perspective. And men don't have that platform to be open. I know you guys can, second this. Bless you. It doesn't. society doesn't leave room for the black man to speak his piece. All the
Hell
time.
no.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. So, and I love to hear the different perspectives of different people, you know. So, like you said, it's a platform where we can allow people to be open and, you know, speak their piece, give their feelings, not be judged, because it's called the Big Girl Talk Show. And we, you know, we do, I don't want to say specialized, but I'm a big girl. That's what I know. That's the life I live. That's, you know, my everyday. And there are some that don't have a voice either. So it's not just for the men, not just for the black men, not just for women, not just for big women, black women. It's for everybody. You know, big girl energy is not just being a big girl. And so that's me, you know, because there's some big girls that don't have big girl energy. There's some little bitties that got, you know, more energy than a lot of us, you know. But, you know, it's not about just the look of things. It's about being able to go out in day-to-day life, you know, and make things happen and you know, I'm not going to say pull up, but keep them big girl draws up and handle it, you know. Keep them up and handle it, because shit gets hard. You know, shit gets rough, but we talk about all of it. We talk about all of it. I think we have a really good setup.
Y'all got, listen, I'm gonna keep telling y'all. Just a little bit. We run these. Hey, Salman, normally I wouldn't do this, but I know you got some questions.
Yeah, you been sitting there.
I know your soul has just been racing to get in here. So ask a few questions to the legend while we have her.
My question was all Gogo, but
That's what I'm saying. We've done the interview. I'm about to say we've done. They've given us a lot. Like, this is really, listen, this power couple shit. So now, if you want to ask some Gogo questions, get your Gogo questions in, buddy.
Because she doesn't have, unless and do what you want, because she doesn't have a lot of, she doesn't ever get to really talk about the Gogo.
I'm about to say, like,
interview
she giving it to you today too.
really, you don't talk about it often, huh?
Open book.
So I feel like I know the timeline of, you know, the switch, obviously from XIB to ABM. I would say that was like 08, right? 07, 08?
Yes.
Right around there.
Oh, wait.
What was it like to, at that time, basically join the villains of Gogo? Because I think everyone would say that ABM was like the villains of Gogo. They were hitting everybody's shit. Obviously, when I fanboyed out, I was listening to the 10/23/2010 joint where y'all battled XIB.
Yeah, I told you, boy.
But I was just hearing you talk your shit on that joint, disrespecting that. It was very crazy.
Respectfully.
But like joining the villains of Gogo, like how was that shit? Because ABM was kind of, to me, I thought it was like ABM reaction, like the super like villains at the time.
And I liked ABM before I even knew her.
That was my favorite Gogo band. That Black Album, man.
That's what I know.
To answer your question, it was literally like going from Pleasant Town to the dark side.
Ooh.
I mean,
It was. You go from all the colors, all the hype, all the, you know, I love it, baby, and you know those things.
What's up with them cookies?
Yeah. You go from that, and then like you said, you kind of step into the. I've always gotten the look of Trinny from ABM. She must be a rugged, ratchet, you know, down the go type of female, and it's like, I'm not that. But when we talk about stage performance and we talk about, you know, being in a group of guys, first of all, I know I'm covered. You know what I'm saying? With ABM, don't let me tell them, hey, this nigga in the club, you know what I'm saying? He keeps, you know what I'm saying, harassing me or blah, blah, blah. Because one of my bros, if not all of my bros, is like, where you at? One or two, you know? But we're definitely, with ABM, I wear them on my back. You know what I'm saying? I got this tattoo in 2010, 11, you know? And it really solidified a lot for me. Those are my bros. That's home. That's family. You know, no matter what features I do, how much of a break I take, that's where I'm going. You know, always go back, you know, you're home. ABM is, they just are. Now, don't get it twisted. We do have the business mindset. We can, conduct business and network like anybody else. It's just we were always the ragers of Gogo. We get the party move. We get the party started. Two niggas might clash. You know what I'm saying? They turn on a certain song. They go crazy.
Like that, she went from super freak to a ski mask.
Right.
Yeah.
Ski
But it was all for show. You know what I'm saying? It was all for show. At the end of the day, I love my XIB guys as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the originals, Showtime, Reds, Neil, Pork Chop. You know what I'm saying? Those original guys, with more included in that. I don't want to leave anybody out. But, those original faces and Cook as well. It was different coming, singing with Cook and then singing with Wave Dave and Freaky.
Mm-hmm.
It was different. I got comfortable. I found my little groove, but I started to demand a presence. And things went from, and I hate to bring this up, even though people like the subject, it went from being the good girl, fun girl, to now she's competition. So a lot of females in Gogo, Bounce Beat in particular, started looking at me like, hold up, who are you? Where you come from? You not about to take my shine. You're not about to, So I had a lot of that. But I'm such a people person that it's like, go ahead, sis, do your thing. I'm not ever hating on anybody or trying to steal anybody's shine. But when I stepped into ABM, I almost had to man my station. So it kind of forced me to get in competitive mode and, talk my shit up there with shooters, because
Who talk shit better than shoes?
That's what he does. He's the GOAT for that. So it's like I had to man that station. So there was a huge difference coming from XIB to ABM. But it's home. I love where I am. I love my guys. And it's just gang gang.
And you know what's funny? The first show we ever did, it was me, XIB, and ABM.
Swiezo, XIB, and ABM on one card under one roof.
Wow.
That was very different.
Talk about
Very
full
different.
circle.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you in an establishment and you're like, I'm uncomfortable because there's 3 different people in here that I haven't talked to. Let me teach you, what I'm saying?
Damn,
I don't want to show no shade to XIB.
And my 2
I don't want to.
exes.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
And my ex's friends, huh?
Y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill.
She did good at that show. She did good at that show.
And that was a good.
And
show.
she had the ski mask.
Did you perform twice that night with Swiezo and ABM?
I hadn't started doing anything with him yet.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't worthy yet.
It wasn't that. We were just getting in the groove. Getting in the groove of things with our relationship, with music. I loved being able to step back and be the fan when it came to him. Because I'm always the face, always in the forefront. Sometimes I want to go to your shows and just be,
And let me talk about manifesting one time.
Talk to me.
This is the funniest part. All right, so we was going through my phone and we was looking at some pictures, right? And then I was on some creep stuff one day. One day I screenshotted a picture of her.
It'd be like that.
Because she took a picture and I was like, wow, okay. And coincidentally,
Nice
the
thing.
date and the time was in the screenshot.
Okay.
When we looked back, she was like that same date and time, she was breaking up with her ex
Wow.
at the exact same time.
Yeah, he kind of manifested this situation. Because when I saw Swiezo, I was like, who is this rowdy?
Showtime done that a lot.
And I was in her house. I was in her house. She had one of my stickers, the Swiezo Land sticker with the holographic.
with the dress. When you have the dress.
Oh, with the purple one.
Yeah.
And my kids were hearing this music and singing it and running around the house. And I'm like, he makes too much.
And this is before we even had a conversation.
So I tried to get rid of the sticker. And God brought me the whole person.
Hey, that was hard. Make some noise for that. That was hard. Try to get rid of God brought me the whole person. Hey, shout out to you.
Who knew that it would have been, him?
I love that.
Yeah, the things that happen in our day to day is just like you wouldn't believe. You
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
So before we leave, we end these interviews, this lovely time we had with y'all. Also, remember, I'm bottling this up and selling it. Holla at me, HazieThoughts.com, at Hazie Thoughts and High Coast the Podcast.
I get 70 on top.
Listen, they get it all, but a little bit for us. We had the people stare into the camera and tell the fans something, our fans, your fans, even fans who may not know us. And because you guys have been legendary today, I just want y'all to just talk. Tell people whatever y'all want to tell them.
Well, first off, we got a new cat named Lulu.
Lulu Slytherin. Lulu Slytherin. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him. So, I didn't think I'd be a cat lover, but
Cats are dope.
Cats are dope. Cats are dope, and our cat kind of acts like a dog. So
Yeah.
but shout out. I just had to put that out there. One, don't ever settle for nothing, and you're not your mistake.
Absolutely. That was powerful. I like that.
Anything you want to add on to that, or you good with him leading the way?
No, I can add to it, At the end of the day, like you've seen me, I've come from the local community, the local artists, but now I'm jumping out, and a lot of people said that this was long overdue. So y'all definitely be on the lookout. There's an EP coming. There are videos coming. There are a lot of performances coming with this guy, some with myself, but we're going to make this happen because everybody asked for it. Y'all asked for it. Here it is.
And since Montez came here last time and dropped a feature, and now the feature's here, I can't promise I could do this, but I could tell y'all a feature on the gospel album.
Okay.
Track 1, produced by J-Rob. I got Lil B.
The bass guy.
On the gospel album. Yeah.
Hey, sir.
Alrighty, let's fucking go.
Yes.
RareGod and Bass God
yes.
coming soon.
I'm with that.
Y'all not getting exclusives like this a lot of other places, buddy. I'm just telling y'all. RareGod, bass God, Miss Trinny, I don't know how much more you want. I do not entertain.
That's a Charles man. Who can't even get the rank today? That was, I'm speechless.
Once again, make some noise. Swiezo the RareGod, Miss Trinny.
Y'all make sure y'all tune into that Big Girl Talk Show at the Big Girl Talk Show on all platforms. You got Spotify and everything up under that. You got the YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram. Follow us, the Big Girl Talk Show. And me, you can follow me, Miss Trinny, the singer.
Swiezo, SWIEZO.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Google me.
I love it. Oh.